Five, four, three, two, one.
You are listening to TKK 89.5 North Star FM Radio, Tatak K, Radyo Kaalamang Pang-Modular. Magaan na sa buhay, madali pa sa pag-aaral.
Good morning! Welcome back to our English 5 Radio Modular class. We are now in our 6th week lesson for this quarter. For this week, the most essential learning competency is making a stand. Last week, we were able to know and define the meaning of taking a stand and how to make a stand. This time, we will continue to practice more on making a stand by developing a strong, clear claim or position statement, specially focused on your opinion and supporting your position with research and details. Yes, you are right. Making a stand means to voice your opinion on issues that are happening. To make a stand, you have to defend something or to oppose or comment something. Here are the tips on how you can make a good stand. 1. Look at your own experiences. 2. Collect information about the topic. Always base your opinion on fact. 3. Know what is right and wrong. Always be on the right side. And number 4, narrate your opinion properly by stating all your reasons. The key is to completely believe in the topic. If you do not believe what you are telling, you cannot convince the listener or the reader. Always remember this, children. Take note of this. Remember the formula. Information plus personal experiences is equal to your stand. Again, information plus personal experience equals your stand. Let me explain the tips one by one, children. Again, first tip. Look at your own experiences. Before you give your stand to an issue, try to look at your own experience first. You may ask yourself this question: do I have an experience being on that same situation? If not yet, think of yourself experiencing the same thing. Then, think of the effect of that action to you. Let us have an example. Tell me if you agree or disagree and explain why by looking at your own experience. Here is the issue. Listen, class. Everyone should experience watching movies, playing online games, and browsing Facebook anytime they want. Do you agree or do you disagree on this statement? How are we going to give our stand on this issue? And how are we going to defend our answer? Let's go back on the first tip. Look at your own experiences. Do you think doing these things have a good result for you? Think on the possible effect. If it has good or bad effect on you, let me give you an example of standpoint on this issue. Listen up, kids. Here it comes. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I disagree. Why? Because this should not be done anytime you want. It should be done only when we have finished our important tasks in work, home, or school. It should become some sort of reward to self after accomplishing something, because too much exposure to these activities may hinder us in doing productive things. Second tip, collect information about the topic. Always base your opinion on facts. How are we going to do this? Alright, let's continue. Do not just rely on your own experiences or feelings this time. Of course, experience is a good thing, but having supporting facts is much better. Gather information about the topic or issues, especially if you do not know much about it. Remember, class, a good standpoint is based on fact. What is fact? F-A-C-T. Fact. Facts refer to a statement that can be proven real for all people and places, can be observed, historical, and 100% true. Let's have an example. Tell me if you agree or disagree and explain why. The statement is, we must conserve water. What is your standpoint? Do you believe that we must conserve water? Why and why not? Here is my standpoint. I agree. Why? Because water is one of the most important substances on earth. Without water, people and all the living creatures cannot live. Perhaps you may think that have plenty of water to use, but that's not the case. According to study, now we only have 1% of drinkable water, and that fact alone is an enough reason why we must conserve water. Question: what statement tells about the factual or truthful information that we gathered or researched about the issue? Yes, you are correct. It is the statement that tells, according to study, now we only have 1% of drinkable water. This information is a strong statement in our standpoint. Hey kids, are you still there?
Yes, Mom.
Very good. And here is the tip number 3 in making a stand. Know what is right and wrong. Always be in the right side. You should know the proper thing to do and not to do. Do not just choose what is easy or convenient or what feels good. Always defend or stand on what is right and what is just. Let us have an example for this. Tell me if you agree or disagree and explain why. Here is the issue before the pandemic strikes. Students should be allowed to bring gadgets in school. What is your answer? Just like what I have said earlier, sometimes there is no right or wrong answer. It just depends on how you explain your standpoint. Sometimes we agree and sometimes we disagree. Sometimes those who agreed have good points, while sometimes those who disagreed have some good points too. And that's the time that we need to respect each other's standpoint, especially if they were able to explain it properly and truthfully. Oh, here are the two examples of standpoint in this statement. Are you ready to listen for this? Let's find out. First answer. I disagree. Why? Because students might use it even in class hours. Many students are being caught on using cell phones during class and use it to cheat on their quizzes, even if bringing gadgets are not allowed. What more if the school will allow it? Second answer. I agree. And why? Because I use my cell phone to communicate with my siblings every now and then, since we do not have our parents with us. But then, I only use it during every after class hour. I never use it when the class is ongoing, and I never use it to cheat during quizzes. How about you, my dear listeners and learners in grade 5? Can you give your own opinion and explain your aside? Now, let us have the fourth and the last tip on how you can make a good stand. Number 4 is narrate your opinion properly by stating all your reasons. The key is to completely believe in the topic. If you do not believe what you are telling, you cannot convince the listener or the reader. Take note of this, children. When you are giving your stand or opinion, you have to know how to explain why do you say so. You must cite all your reasons one by one. And the key is to completely believe on the topic. Because if you yourself is not convinced on what you are saying, then how are you going to convince your listener? You need to be confident in stating your standpoint. You should properly give your reasons why you agree or disagree. And you should completely believe on your standpoint or point of view. Here is our example for this. Tell me if you agree or disagree and explain why. Here it comes. I am lucky to be a Filipino. Now, let us see the answer of one's standpoint. You can give your own as well, children. I agree and I believe that I am lucky to be a Filipino. I might not be living in the most peaceful or wonderful place, but I am lucky to live in a democratic country. I am proud to be born and raised by my loving Filipino parents, carrying the characteristics of Filipino: free but not liberated, conservative but strong, hospitable, resilient, and most importantly, God-loving. Alas, we are done. But let us go back to all the tips before answering the learning test in your module. Here are the tips on how you can make a good stand. 1. Look at your own experiences. 2. Collect information about the topic. Always base your opinion on facts. 3. Know what is right and wrong. Always be on the right side. 4. And the last one is narrate your opinion properly by stating all your reasons. The key is to completely believe in the topic. If you do not believe on what you are telling, you cannot convince the listener or the reader. Again, children, what is our formula? Very good. Information plus personal experiences equals your stand. Again, information plus personal experiences equals your stand. So there you have it, kids. Congratulations! You did it again. I know you'll do a lot of readings after this, but I don't worry much because with what you have learned today, certainly it will be a lot easier for you to accomplish those tasks. So if you want to hear more and be guided with your lessons in English 5, do not forget to tune in to our station. It's TKK 89.5 North Star FM Radio. And in case you want to extend some of your feedbacks from our discussion today, you may send it to 0928 9900 903. Again, it's 0928 9900 903. Once again, I'm Teacher Jane. Now, signing off.